Hey,
Hey,
what's going on?
hey. Not much. Glad to be here with you, man. Glad to be here with everybody, actually, at this point. Whoever's
Yeah,
hanging out with us.
welcome to this week's Coaching Corner episode. How are you doing? Where are you watching from? Let us know in the comments. My name is David. This is Tyson. We are happy to be your hosts for Coaching Corner. And if you're new here, Coaching Corner is all about where we show you how to do something inside of ClickFunnels.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
and other external platforms, if we can, if there's something that relates to it. It's really about what you ask, and we kind of just go from there. We create a little train on it, make sure you know what to do, and now your life is just that much better.
It is. It is, isn't it? So, if you have any questions or something that is, just burning on your heart of, you're not sure how to do something inside of ClickFunnels, maybe you'd like to see us cover it in one of these episodes, then feel free to drop it in the comments below, or you can send us an email at outreach@clickfunnels.com, and we would be happy to take your request and put it up on the show. Okay?
Fair enough. Also, if you do ever jump into open office hours, which is something we usually mention at the end here, but open office hours is another place that I feel like we pull some inspiration from. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and if we find something that a problem that you guys bring to us that makes sense to present to everybody else, well, that could also influence one of these episodes. But
That's right.
yeah. Anyways, we got a
So,
fun one. I say this every week, and I'm going to say it again this week and next week and a week after. We have a great one for you today. And yeah, let's dive on in, shall we?
we shall.
We
Here we go.
shall. Okay, so if you haven't heard about something called Daily Draft, that's what we're talking about today. Daily Draft is a beautiful platform that is all about AI newsletter creation. It helps simplify the process around newsletters in general, right? Newsletters take time. If you've ever run one for your own business, you know that it takes a lot of time to curate the content, to go and edit, to format, to put it together, to create the sending list, to schedule, whatever. All this takes a lot of time, and Daily Draft is mainly out there to help reduce that amount of effort that you have to put in, or just the amount of time you have to spend to do these things. So we are going to walk through how you can actually send your contacts, send your opt-ins, send the people that are interested in your newsletter from ClickFunnels over to something called Daily Draft. And that way you can continue to automate that process, send out your email, and just, I don't know, continue to add value to your customer's life. Shall we say, right? Build that value, build that trust, and everything you need to do before you actually make a sale. Not everything, but it comes into play, right?
Yep.
Okay, so a couple things we'll be covering today is the actual how-to of how to actually connect the platforms together, right? Make sure that those are flowing from ClickFunnels over to Daily Draft. We'll use it. Well, we'll walk through this in a moment as far as like what we'll use and how it all works. David will show us the nuts and bolts. We will also kind of walk through what the point of this is. And maybe you picked up what I already put down here as far as why you'd want to do this, but in case you haven't, let's just go to the second slide here, and we'll first kind of dive into why newsletters are still one of the best ways to stay in front of your audience consistently, right? I think this is something that is still going to keep coming up over and over and over again. Social media is out there. It's fantastic. It's a great way to maybe start a conversation, but it's not a great way to continue a conversation in your own turf, in your own time, right?
Ecosystem.
Ecosystem, right? Every platform owns that contact. You don't own the contact. So they may be following you, but at that point, I don't know, you're at the mercy of whatever platform you're using. So
Yep.
email allows you to kind of take back control, allows you to go back in there and, well, keep a consistent dialogue between you and your customer on your own time, on your own turf, right? People who subscribe to a newsletter are telling you, literally, they're telling you that they want to hear from you. And that's higher level of intent than with just a basic following status on any social platform, right? It is an active motion or active thing that they are doing, or that they've done to say, hey, I would love to be part of what you're doing. The next thing what I would say here is that email consistently is still still higher than social media in general when it comes to selling something, right? I don't really understand it, but it happens. I don't know why it is. It just is. I don't know. Maybe it's just a consistency thing. Everyone has it at their own disposal. You can have it on your phone. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can do it on social media too. I'm not really sure, to be honest. I just trust the stats, and it seems it works for my own business, and I just keep doing it because people say it works. And it seems to keep working. So,
Yep.
you have something to add on that?
It might be like a trust thing, or like a freedom of choice thing as well too.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
whenever somebody sees that your newsletter shows up in their email account, they can either choose to open it or not. They have the freedom to do so or not. And then if they do, they obviously, they made that freedom of choice to open it. Then that's just going with those micro yeses, those
Oh,
micro
okay.
confirmations, right? So
Fair.
yes, I'm going to, click on your email and okay, cool. Yeah, we're kind of reading through your email. All this looks good. Oh, there's a call to action. Okay, let me go ahead and click into that as well too. So
Good
I think
point.
it's just small micro commitments, micro yeses, and then micro trust building as well.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Actually,
plus
it kind of,
consistency goes a long way too. So if you're doing it once a week, they're seeing that you're an authority figure, you're committed to your business. And as long as you're showing up, on a consistent basis, then it will stack in their brain that you're here for the long run.
yeah, 100%. Um, uh, I think the current stat right now is that it takes around 12 plus touch points for somebody to feel comfortable enough or trusting enough of you before they want to move forward as a customer.
Yep.
So this is just a good way to continue that and build up those individual touch points that you need to essentially move someone forward in the value ladder.
Yep.
Right. And that kind of ties into my last point here, which was it builds trust over time because you're showing up in your inbox regularly with value, not just when you have something to sell. That's
There
huge.
you go.
Right.
Yep.
Okay. Final slide before we actually dive into the nuts and bolts here is why would Daily Draft come into play here for your newsletter? Well, Daily Draft takes care of a couple things. I did mention this in the beginning, but Daily Draft uses AI to find, curate, and summarize relevant content for your niche, meaning that you have to do less of the upfront work to go and find these topics, find the things that you want to talk about in your articles or in your weekly newsletter, whatever it may be. It does it for you, and you can kind of curate what you want to include, how you want to format it, how you want it to basically everything about it. But it's more automated because it's going and doing the grunt work for you. And yeah, I don't know. That's probably my biggest selling point. What's your biggest selling point? Why would you use Daily Draft?
So to build your list, obviously, and to do it in an automated way, to basically leverage your time to be in more places at once, but also, and I'm going to kind of unlock a part of your brain here. Keep it in mind, if you need leads for your business, leads are the lifeblood of every business. So there are other businesses out there that know that they need a newsletter, but they just don't have time for it, or they're not doing it well. And so for you, as a funnel builder, if you're thinking like that, you could actually use this for other people's businesses and go and say, I'll manage your newsletter, I'll manage it and run it and make it good and bring in more leads for you and your company. And you just pay me a monthly retainer fee. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, this is an AI run thing, and you can just go in and manage it for a nice nominal monthly fee. So this is unlocking a whole nother revenue source for you.
I like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you do it for other people too, that's a great point.
Yeah. And it's fair. It's really actually easy to maintain and to do it well. Cool.
I think that's pretty much all I really want to cover here.
Okay.
If you have anything else to add on to this, as far as what has been mentioned,
let's go ahead and dive in.
Let's dive in. Let's do it. Before we actually show how to, maybe it's worth actually showing what this looks like as far as the homepage here. This is Daily Drafts. If you want to check it out, you can go to dailydraft.ai, spelled DAILYDRAFT.ai. And it's in the show notes here if you want to go check it out at, I think it's clickfunnels.com/coaching corner. I believe we have it. There we go. Yep, that's the one. Head over there. There's a direct link if you need it. But yeah, summarizes right here. AI content delivery, smart summarization, come here and check it out yourself if you want to learn more about what we're talking about.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. With that said, take it away, David. Show us how to do this magical thing of
The
using
goods.
ClickFunnels and Daily
Yes.
Draft to achieve what you're after, right? Your newsletter.
Okay. Yes, let's dive in. All right. So one of the cool things about Daily Draft is I don't know if you have gotten access, you're in there or not. If you are, then you already know what I'm about to say. But if not, then one of the things that it brings on is the ability, like it has its own opt-in page. Okay. It's just not the greatest. So if you want more control over that, if you want it to be inside of your ClickFunnels ecosystem, like some of the examples I'm about to show, then this is one of the this is what this training is for. Okay, so let's take a look at some examples real quick. This is like inside. Picture it as this is inside your ClickFunnels affiliate system. Sorry, your ClickFunnels ecosystem. All right, you can. Here's one from the legendary Dan Kennedy. This is their website, magneticmarketing.com, and you can join their magnetic marketing newsletter by clicking that button. It does a drop down right there, and then you just enter in your information, and you are now on their email newsletter. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to connect this to your daily draft, and it's going to sync up the opt-ins. Okay, so I'd recommend after this call, go to pull up magneticmarketing.com to have a good example in your pocket. Another good example
as well.
Yes, good. Another good example is marketingsecrets.com. Okay, this is one specifically from Russell, and it's another way to it's another newsletter that you can get on. Okay, so go there, learn the nitty gritty, see if you can pick up on like the hooks and the reasons why that they want you to join their newsletter, and implement that same kind of strategy on your end. Don't just say join my newsletter just to join my newsletter, but you could say something like this: transform your business in just 2 minutes a day. This is a reason why I need to subscribe to the newsletter. So you need to give your people that same reason. Okay. Okay. Beautiful. All right. So how we're going to do this is we're going to connect ClickFunnels to your daily draft via a webhook triggered, and I prefer to trigger it in the workflow. So over here in automations, workflows, we're going to have this pulled up, and here's kind of what it looks like on the inside. And then I'm going to show you where to find it. So I like to have it as a workflow. That way I can trigger it either manually or from a lot of different places, triggers, and then I can kind of see where all of these triggers start. Okay, so right here, this webhook is the daily draft opt-in workflow. Sorry, webhook. All right, now how do we get it? We're going to go over to daily draft. We're going to dive into one of your newsletters, and then we're going to go down to preferences. And if we scroll down a little bit, I believe it's here. Maybe it's actually, oh, sorry, it's newsletter, bottom left. Okay, and if we scroll down a little bit, there is email provider and integrations. Now, you can connect this to your ClickFunnels email sender so that ClickFunnels is the actual place where your emails are sent from as a broadcast. Okay, you would do that by clicking the configure button here and going through that setup. It's pretty easy. The next piece is ClickFunnels 2.0 subscriber sync. Okay, available integrations right here. So we just go setup. And this is the webhook URL that you're going to give to ClickFunnels. Now, because you're using ClickFunnels, you don't really have to have this webhook secret. That one is more so for other like external platforms. You don't really need that one for whenever you're using in ClickFunnels. All we got to do is copy that webhook right there. Okay. Now, for those of you that your brain is blown and you're just like, what is a webhook? A webhook is just simply like a phone number. It is giving the phone number to ClickFunnels to say that whenever somebody opts in, we're going to call that phone number and it's going to ring over there on Daily Draft. Okay? You can think of it like that.
I've never thought about it like that. That's actually a really good way to frame that.
Oh, thanks. I try. Okay. So we're going to open up the settings over here, and then we're going to go, the workspace settings. Then we're going to go down to webhooks. And we're going to go down to the bottom, add new endpoint. And we're going to call this daily draft test. Okay. URL, paste that phone number, webhook right there. And event types, I'm going to do workflow. And it's going to be deliver webhook step executed. Okay. So don't get all confused by that. We'll bring that back up here in just a second. Okay. All the rest of it can stay the same way. Now, there is another way to do this. Go ahead.
Can you zoom in just a little bit? I was just a tad.
Can I?
Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, right there. Cool.
Please say right here is fine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. The other way to do this, which I don't really prefer, is contact created. I guess you could, yeah, you can get kind of creative with all of this in here, contact created. But then if you do that, then where is it coming from? Then you'd have to come down here and do the filters, which is why I kind of prefer for it to be just the workflow. That way you have a bit more granular control over where it gets triggered. Okay, so we're going to do create endpoints. All right, now we're going back over to the workflows area, and we're going to let's jump into one here that's already existing. And first things first, we're going to add let's add the webhook step. Okay, so we're going to click the plus icon, and we're going to scroll down to the bottom, and we're looking now for webhook. Look at that, it's right there. And whenever we are searching for that, we're going to type in daily draft. Okay, and then it will give you the actual name of the one that you just created, and click on it. There you go. That's it. Now, anytime that a contact reaches this step in the workflow, it's going to trigger that webhook. Okay, and so then the webhook is going to go and do its thing. Now, a couple of other things that I recommend that you do. Oh yeah, and here's another reason why I recommend the workflow. Because that way you can trigger an initial welcome email. So the welcome email could look something like this. Hey there, welcome to the AI Funnel Builder latest newsletter, something like that. Okay, and I actually had AI make this welcome email. All of it was so easy. Okay, so next we need to go and find wherever the page is that you want people to opt in on. All right, so we're going to go, and most likely it's on your home website. Okay, so we're going to go edit the website, and it's most likely your home page. And so we just need to know what that page is named. It may be named home page, but it may also have some other numbers at the back end of it. So what we got to do to determine that is click on the gear icon right up here, and we're going to just look at this title right here. Okay, so I made mine very apparent that this is the current homepage. All right. Then
You
we
can do
go
it for
back
any
to-
page, by the way. So if you
Yes.
aren't doing just your homepage and it happens to be like it is a site page, perhaps, I like to just copy and paste the name for whatever I'm talking about, because then you have to keep going back and forth.
Yep. Copy that. Boom. And now we're coming over here to the workflow triggers. And you can see I've already made that trigger right there, current home page. And then you can also add it for any other page as well too. Okay. So now to get that trigger on there, you just do add trigger. And the trigger is going to be for an opt-in. And we can skip the funnel part. We don't need that one. We can just go right to page and paste that in there. Now it's going to be searching through all of your pages. Give it a second if it takes a little bit, but it will pull it up. Okay, click on that. Click the toggle to make it active and save that. Cool. That's it. Now, because I already have two, I'm going to delete the second one. There we go.
Nice.
This other one was an example one, but we'll just go ahead and show what it looks like on my home page. Now, I want to show you something cool. So whenever you are in the, let's see, if you're in your daily draft, you may be wondering, how did I get this image right here? Because this is a great little banner image that you can use in your emails or on your main website. Boom, look at that. Join our newsletter, and then you got to give a reason to join to get the latest in AI funnel building. Maybe even I'll add news right there. Okay. And then also for buttons, might as well go ahead and make it self-confirmatory as well. Yes, keep me in the loop on the latest in AI funnel building. That way they're excited to click that button. Okay. So where do we find that banner? We can find it here in the preferences. Okay. You can notice how this image here is just an actual image by right clicking and click open image in new tab. Then you can download the image here. Okay. And use it wherever you want. And that is also AI generated. You can regenerate it here if you want.
Nice.
Cool. And it's going. Rock on. So now we just do a test. We got to make sure that the workflow itself is turned on. So come over here to the workflow settings, make sure that the overall workflow is turned on. If it's not, no fret, just turn it on and click update workflow. Cool. And then make sure that your trigger is also turned on. Other things that I like to add here is just a tag to say that they opted in. Okay. And then also an email notification to myself to say that newsletter opt-in AI funnel building latest, and it gives me their first name, last name, and email address, and check that email notification type so that I get an actual email when somebody opts in.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, it's super great. Okay, next, coming over here to do a test, and we're going to do coaching corner workflow@gmail.com. Enter. And this button is not redirecting anywhere. It's just saying, thank you, successfully submitted form, and then reloading the same page. Pretty easy. Okay. Now that should have actually triggered on these two different newsletters. There we go. You can see at the top left, already one subscriber. There it is. Instant.
Nice.
How cool is that?
Fast. That was so fast.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's great. It's great. Okay. What else? Let's see. Let me come over here and give you this a little bit of training here on this. We got some time to talk. So how do we get their first name, last name, email address in the notify step? We're just going to do merge tags. Okay. This will just insert their contact information. Now, if all you have is their email right here, and this is the first time that they have gone through and given you any bit of data, then all it has is their email to go off of. So if you have all three of these, then the first two is going to show up blank in your email, and it's just going to show up as their email address. Okay.
Now you showed for a page, but can we show how to do this for an actual funnel itself? Like attach this workflow, make sure that's functioning properly. So a little bit different process.
Sure can. And I'm going to do this as a little sneaky shortcut. We're going to go from here. We're going to go directly to a funnel. Let's go to main test funnel.
Yeah, I don't use that enough. But I have been using the keyboard shortcut where you do Command K and then search up the name of the funnel or something and then just jump right over there. That's nice. That's my go-to.
I don't know about Command K. I'll have to try that. So to opt in or to use it on a funnel page, all we're doing is going to look at this red lightning icon. This is attached workflows. And so we're going to click on this and we're going to attach workflow. And it might be the one at the top. There it is. Yep, the most latest one. And select. And trigger is opt in. Boom. Then you click it again to get into it. Now we can actually edit that workflow from here. Same workflow, same exact workflow. I just added one more trigger to it.
Nice. So
pretty darn easy.
So simple, but now you have so much more control over what it looks like. You get to control the customer experience, any follow-up that would happen, right? That can all come as far as what they see or what they go through, right? You can set up the thank you page as you want. Maybe you have other locations you want them to see before they just check out the newsletter. I don't know. Maybe a fast version newsletter. Who knows?
Well, let's talk a little bit more about it, about why get daily draft, right? So really cool. As soon as you get in, like it takes care of just about everything. Let me come here to a blank one. Let's see, issue subscriber analytics persona. You can come in here and tell it what you want your persona to be, like who is this coming from and what you want it to be like. And then who do you want this to target? Okay. and then save changes. And it does pretty much everything for you, from the layouts, but you can get selective if you want. You can have like a minimal update, or you can do like a weekly roundup style.
Man, I feel like we have to do a whole deep dive on Daily Draft.
Yeah. Yeah. We need to do a whole video on this.
I feel like it'd be too much to cover in
Yeah.
5 minutes, but
let me touch on the highlights.
okay.
So the highlights are, you can enable automatic scheduling. Okay. Specific days, weekly or monthly, right? Once a week, 3x a week, or maybe weekly on a Tuesday. And then you can enable automatic sending. So if you want, you can just have it do the whole thing for you. Start the drafting at 5 a.m. and then enable the sending 4 hours later at 9 a.m. Now, if you want to go and edit that email before it sends out, then you can just go to issues, and you can tell that this one here is already in draft right now. This one was made up a little while ago. Then you can do edit issue and scroll down and just start actually typing out the parts of the newsletter that you want to edit or manually create.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
If
you can insert images, insert links.
Okay, the structure, all that good stuff.
Yep. You can preview it. And what it does is it will actually go and search for the most recent like news or articles in this particular niche and subjects that you give it. Okay.
You can define what you don't want to be in the newsletter,
That's
you want to pull from. Man, there's so many things coming. There's so many things you can do with it, but it automates it for you. That's just the biggest thing.
Yes.
We covered a lot in a little bit of time. Shall we do a little recap of the process here, and then
we shall
head off? So, my interpretation of it is that we start off by going into Daily Draft. We'll grab our webhook itself directly from Daily Draft in the platform there. Then in your ClickFunnels side of things, we would head over to your workspace settings, the bottom left-hand side of the screen. From there, go to webhooks. We would create a new endpoint, and basically you'd paste in the phone number that Daily Draft gave you, and from there you'd select the option of workflow run. Right, that's one you went with in this case.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then you define which one, and that's that's pretty much it. You attach it then to your pages, either like directly for your sites, your homepage, or a funnel, and then you can use it as you so please.
Yeah.
Did I nail it, or did I miss anything?
You did. Yeah, and just make sure that whenever you put it on your website, to give them a good call to action, a good reason to sign up for your newsletter.
Cool.
So how do we get it? How did they get it? Let's go to dailydraft.ai, right?
.ai.
Okay. Get it at boom, Draft.ai.
And it's also in the show notes. If you go to clickfunnels.com/coaching-corner, you will also be able to grab it there. Any links mentioned today. Also, the links that David mentioned for examples, they can also be found there as well for marketingsecrets.com and what was the other one? Magnetic marketing.
Magnetic marketing. Yeah.
Yep. Fun stuff. Heck yeah. If you need help with any of this at all, we kind of alluded to it in the very beginning, but you can always join us at open office hours. So during open office hours, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The link is currently on screen there, clickfunnels.com/open-hours. And that is from 11 Eastern to 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll be there hanging out, answering your questions. And if you don't have questions, you just want to see our beautiful faces, that's where you can find us as well. Perfectly fine. And we welcome all people. All right.
Yes.
That is it for today. I think we covered it all.
Thanks for joining, everyone. We hope this has been helpful to you.
Yes, absolutely. All righty. Have a happy Tuesday, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.
Ciao.